program Think Pakistan with Rana Eijaz Ahmad is going to talk about today's recent developments in Afghanistan, that how it's going on, what Taliban are thinking, our Afghans are thinking regarding their prospective government. Although different countries are suggesting that what type of government there should be in Afghanistan, it is surprising that the people who never supported Taliban are Afghans for their actions and their war against the Americans and the NATO allies. Today they are suggesting Taliban are Afghans that what type of government you people should have. All the sacrifices are given by the Afghans. All the losses happened on the part of the families of those Afghans, which are popularly known as Taliban. And today they would listen what type of government they should have from the people of other parts of the world. It is really something shameful for those countries who are suggesting to brave Afghans who really did a great job in excluding those aggressive forces from their land. And now they have given two lessons to other parts of the world. Number one lesson to the Kashmiris, that if they want their success, their independence, their autonomy from Indian atrocities, they need to stand up against Indian forces themselves. They need not to wait any other external factor that would going to assist them for their independence. No, not at all. Even Pakistan cannot assist Kashmiris if they themselves are not going to stand for their independence. Number two, second lesson the Taliban has given to the militaries of the world, that it is not the force that can decide going to win or lose, but it is the commitment, dedication, and determination of the rightful people who are towards the right path, and they are fighting for their rights, which are legitimate rights. Although it is very difficult to determine who is right and who is wrong, but we all know that Americans were intruding. They were intruders, and they intervened in Afghanistan as Russians did in 1979 and Britishers did in the Great Game. So all the superpowers have to lick the dust, and even last night's Biden's speech clearly had a confession of that mistake, that they did it. Although PTI Prime Minister Imran Khan had been saying it since 2007 that Americans and NATO allies have to think about it and they have to review their policy in Afghanistan, they would have a loss until unless they are staying in Afghanistan. They would consistently damaging themselves. After Joe Biden's speech, it is confirmed. Yes, Imran Khan was right, and his vision was very much there to understand what was going to happen in Afghanistan. Afterwards, we have to understand that how such sophisticated, technologically sophisticated and scientifically advanced militaries got defeat from innocent Taliban, which are Afghans in fact. Because people who are living in Afghanistan, they must be called as Afghans. They have the right to rule over their country. They need not to ask any other country what type of government they had to have in Afghanistan. Today, we have to review our thinking, that what we are doing, sitting in our neighbors, how we can take that all credit which the Afghan sacred lives did for their homeland. We have to appreciate Afghans for their rights and for their government. We need not to pursue any Western policy in this perspective. We need not to dictate Afghans and their prospective government what they have to do. They are independent, they are autonomous, and they are sovereign. They know what they have to do. If they can send back to American forces and NATO allies from their country after have a great development of in infrastructure in a very peaceful manners, so one can understand their wisdom and their political sagacity in the political system. So what I understand, they have to make their comment, and I say them best of luck for their prospective Afghan government.